Nothing makes supper time any easier than a good old sheet pan dinner. They're quick, easy, and versatile enough to suit the whole family's taste. And honey, line that pan with some aluminum foil and your cleanup will be a breeze. I'm sharing 3 really great ones tonight, so let's get started. We are going to take one of my old favorite items right here, this Buffalo Wild Wings Parmesan garlic sauce, and we're going to turn it into a chicken and veggie sheet pan dinner. Oh, but I forgot, we're going to put a little bit of this sausage on here too. I've probably got 1.5 pounds of these little kind of baby yellow potatoes. I'm going to quarter these up, and then we're going to do something a little bit different with them this time. I've got a pot of water that I've just brought to a boil over here, and I'm going to drop my potatoes in, and I'm going to slowly put in about a tablespoon of just baking soda with these. Got to get them back up to a boil here, but don't want this baking soda to make them boil over. This was a tip I got from Luke Brown. He said by boiling these potatoes up for about 8 minutes with this baking soda, it would help the outsides of them get really nice and crispy and the insides of them get nice and done when you cook them up on the sheet pan. Oh, I might boil over. This is your warning right here, friends. Don't even leave it to go to the bathroom. I thought I had it cut down low enough that I could run and tinkle real quick. It wasn't having none of it. It boiled over on me. I've drained my potatoes off. I'm just going to throw them in a big bowl. Now I'm going to drizzle on maybe a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil. I'm going to put a little bit of salt in here, a little bit of black pepper, probably a good teaspoon of each. Now I'm going to put in a teaspoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon of paprika. And I'm just going to toss to coat it in here. You can definitely do this on your sheet pan, but to me it's just a whole lot easier in this big bowl. Now I'm just going to dump these out on my sheet pan. I did cover it with some aluminum foil, and then I sprayed it with some non-stick cooking spray. Now I'm going to throw my broccoli and carrots in the same bowl. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit more in here on my veggies and toss them around. And let's be honest here, y'all have met my husband. He is not going to eat these veggies, so that's why there's just a little bit. This is just for me. Now I'll put those carrots and broccoli down, and you just use any other veggies that you might want. I'm going to flip them over so the tops of them can get that char that I love on roasted broccoli. Patrick actually told me he had already opened 1 pack of this sausage I got him, but I'm definitely going to use this before I open up the other package. So this is about 6 ounces of this sausage, and I'm just cutting it off into little circles about yay thick. Here comes Patrick's sausage. Now let's put this chicken breast on here. And I'm using these really thin ones because I like for this to cook up nice and quick. And I think I am going to give it just a sprinkle of paprika and a little bit of this onion powder. And don't you guys worry, we're using this parm garlic sauce. Real careful like, I'm going to squeeze a good little bit on every piece of this chicken. And I love this stuff. It does have a little bit of a kick, not a whole lot. I'm a wimp. I can't handle real spicy stuff, but I do like this one. I'm just going to take my little brush and spread it out. But I've heard good things about all the different brands of this parm garlic sauce. I think Sweet Baby Ray's got one. I know a lot of the store brands have them now. I've just not got to try them all. But hopefully we'll have enough of this chicken left over that I'll have a piece that I can cut up on top of some salads this week. Now we're going to put this in a 400-degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. Just make sure your chicken is cooked all the way through to 165 degrees. And I have a giant sheet pan. I got it really cheap at Ollie's Bargain Outlet, but feel free to put yours on 2 different sheets if you need to. This was so delicious, friends. We had a little bit of something for everybody in the family on this sheet pan. Patrick loved the little sausages. Of course, I loved the cheese and the broccoli. It was just really, really delicious and so full of flavor. And I like my broccoli charred like this. This is an unpopular opinion maybe, but I kind of like mine like that. So this was perfect for me. Of course, we love the garlic parm sauce, but you know, that is just an idea. You can take any kind of sauce that you like. If you like a buffalo chicken, Italian dressing, you can use whatever you like just to give it a little added flavor. And sheet pan dinners are a great way to use up any odds and ends of veggies that are sitting around on their last legs. Throw them on a sheet pan with a protein. Today we're going to make a pork chop and veggie sheet pan. And in my opinion, the most important thing about sheet pan meals is your seasoning. That's where all the flavor is going to come from. First things first, let's preheat our oven to 425 degrees. And today I'm going to show you a little bit of a different technique for doing sheet pan meals, because not always is everything that you're cooking on your sheet pan going to need the same amount of time to cook. I've got some little white potatoes quartered up here, and I've drizzled them with a good tablespoon or so of oil, and that's where we're going to start today. I'm going to start with my Auntie Nono seasoning. This is salt, pepper. It also has onion powder and garlic powder in it. I'm using about a tablespoon. And I've got some Parmesan cheese. This is probably 1/4 of a cup. I'm going to toss that in. Give it a little stir here to get everything nice and coated. And we all know that potatoes take the longest to cook. Just going to turn those out right here at one end of my sheet pan. Spread them out a good little bit here. I'm going to put these in that oven and let them cook for about 10 minutes all by themselves. And whoops, I forgot. I had me a handful of carrots out here. I'm the only one that likes the carrots. I want to put those in with my potatoes. They're going to take a little bit to get cooked too. While our potatoes are cooking, we're going to season up our pork chops. I'm using a little bit of black pepper. Also, just a little sprinkle of that Auntie Nono's. Also, a little sprinkle of Italian seasoning or any kind of garlic and herb seasoning you have. Let's give it a little paprika. And if you'd like, you can sprinkle a little bit of some ranch powder on here. I think I might just give it a little tiny bit of that. And of course, I'm going to flip them over and season the other side. Now that we've given our potatoes about 10 minutes, I'm going to put our pork chops on here right in the middle. Now, let's put this back in the oven, and we're going to let it cook for another 10 minutes. And you guessed it, we're going to prep our broccoli, just drizzling a little bit of olive oil. And my favorite topping anytime I roast or steam vegetables is this Auntie Nono seasoning. Just going to give it a little toss in here. Everything is looking and smelling yummy. And I bet you guessed it, I'm going to dump my broccoli out right here on the end. And you notice I've just used broccoli because that's what I like. And really, none of the rest of my family will eat it. You can use any veggies in here. You could do Brussels sprouts. You could do asparagus. I love to do asparagus, but it's kind of pricey right now. So I've got a big old bag of broccoli that I have just been using up. In the fall, I love to substitute sweet potatoes in here too. Oh, green beans too. You can also throw like fresh green beans on here. Back in the oven for another 10 minutes. Ooh, this looks delicious. And with pork, you always want to make sure it's got an internal temperature of 145 degrees. I can't say enough great things about this. This was a great combination of seasonings on here. This was Patrick's favorite one of the week. He thought these pork chops were awesome. And pork chops is just something I don't make a whole lot. And this broccoli and the carrots and potatoes, everything was just so, so good. And cooking it using this method, everything was able to get to the perfect temperature, the perfect amount of doneness that it needed to be. And we love this flavor so much. I wish that that I had melted a little butter and put some of these seasonings in it because I just wanted to rub everything I ate in this mixture. It was so good. Another really great tip for sheet pan dinners is this section right here in your local grocery store. Be sure and look through all the little seasoning packets. I've used both of these from McCormick's before. They're really good, and a lot of these will do double duty. These Grill Mates from McCormick's are also super delicious. I've used these in sheet pan dinners or even just to bake up or grill vegetables and meat with them. One tip is to not season everything on your sheet pan with the same seasonings. That way everything just doesn't taste exactly the same. There are lots of little hidden gems right here in this aisle of your local grocery store to make your weeknight dinners so much easier. I am excited. Tonight we're going to make some crunchy taco chicken fingers with cheesy broccoli all on one big sheet pan. First off, we're going to make our crunchy taco coating. I'm using a half a cup of some panko breadcrumbs. Into this, we're going to stir in 1 envelope of just your regular packaged taco seasoning, or you can feel free to make your own. I'm just going the super quick route tonight. We're going to get this all mixed in together. I have probably 2 cups of some big broccoli florets in a bowl. Just going to drizzle it with maybe a tablespoon of olive oil. This is plenty for us because I'm the only one that likes the roasted broccoli. And I'm just going to sprinkle about a big tablespoon of this taco seasoning and panko mixture on my broccoli. Get it coated. If you have a bigger family, you could use the entire 4 cups that this normally calls for and put in about 3 tablespoons of your mixture with it. Now we're going to wait. Never forget, guys, to spray your aluminum foil so your stuff won't stick. Almost forgot that. Now we're going to dump this broccoli out here. And let's get it all spread out nice and pretty. I have 4 medium-sized chicken breasts. I was just going to leave them whole, but I have decided to cut them into about 3 strips each. I just think it'd be nice to have, more crunchy coating. And I think we can do that better if we cut it into strips instead of having one big piece. So this is probably a pound or a pound and a half of chicken. I'm going to take a little oil and just drizzle it over this chicken. Take a brush and kind of make sure it's spread out nice and good. I'm just going to take each piece and kind of rub it around in that oil, and let's coat it all over in our panko taco crumbs. Put it over here on our baking sheet. This is a recipe I saw a long time ago. It's from the McCormick's company, the seasoning company, and I'm sure I saw it on the back of a taco seasoning pack, and I just thought it sounded so interesting. I love taco flavors, and I love a crunchy panko coating too. We're going to put this in a 420 degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. We want to make sure that our chicken is cooked to an internal temperature of 165 degrees. I'm not using quite as large a sheet pan tonight because I'm just roasting 1 vegetable. But you can feel free to throw some potatoes or anything else in here that you'd like. My chicken took 20 minutes. Then I topped the broccoli with some shredded Monterey Jack cheese. Put that back in the oven for about 3 or 5 minutes to get it nice and melted. This is so delicious, friends. This is definitely a kid pleaser, but also just for kids at heart. This crunchy taco flavored coating was absolutely delicious. I had just a little bit of it on that broccoli, and the cheese in there on that broccoli was so good. And I can't lie, we dipped this in some ranch dressing. We are totally kids at heart. This one is a winner for sure. They're quick, easy, versatile enough. They're quick and easy and versatile. Be sure to watch this video next for more weeknight dinner ideas. And if this is your first time here, introduce yourself down in the comments. We've got a wonderful community who would love to get to know you. Until next time, I send you love from my kitchen.